The online, the rumor mill, you know what it was, Rhett? It was chugging away.
It's churning?
Yeah.
What?
Lots of chatter about
rumor
Rasmus Andersson over the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of trade chatter. The latest, and
Greatest.
with good reason, maybe, the Detroit Red Wings linked as a team that could be interested in Rasmus Andersson. The Red Wings have had a heck of a season. They're a heck of a team. We talked about it because it was last year. It was while you were away, Ryan. I think we were talking about Todd McClellan. From Boxing Day to Boxing Day, like only Colorado and Tampa had a better record than the Red Wings.
Top three.
Because that
That
cold-hearted Stevie Yzerman.
Stevie Y.
The Yzer plan is working, boys.
Fired the coach, the old guy on Boxing Day.
Put it
and
right
brought
in the
McClellan.
stocking, the pink slip.
Yeah, right in there.
That's cool. See ya.
So, yeah. What do you want well, you want a player and a pick? And the suggestion is that the Red Wings may be offering a first-round pick and 21-year-old Nate Danielson. You grimace?
Well, I remember the draft. Danielson does not have a high ceiling, but I think he's going to be a really good third-line center. And they don't have centers.
Punch me in the face.
Right? And so you don't dream on that, but you also get a first, and they've done well with their later firsts. You know, Cullen Potter's having a great year at ASU. You like what Matt Vigridden's done at just the age of 19 already. I don't mind it, but if anyone's saying, oh, Danielson's going to come in and center the top line, that ain't who he is.
No.
And when they made the pick at the time, it was odd because they didn't chase ceiling. They went for a really safe floor. Because he went like 12th or something.
He went 9th.
Okay, there you go.
6'2", 9th overall in 2023. He's from Red Deer. Played his kid hockey up there. Played junior in Brandon. It's his rookie year. 2 goals, 7 points in 28 games. Was just sent back down. He started the year in Grand Rapids, came up, and I think has played a pair now back in the American League. Last year, first full season in the A as just a wee babe.
Yeah.
39 points in 71 games.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's a centerman, and I think what you're saying there seems to jive with anything that I've, again, not going to pretend I'm an expert on the guy, but he's got some size. He's probably a third-line center.
Like your Ethan Morrow? I don't know.
Squint.
Yeah.
A little more. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think Ethan Morrow was a first rounder. How do you friggin' know? And I guess it's because I see you grimace.
I don't mind that offer.
And it is one of those things. I don't think you're getting Jack Eichel for Rasmus Andersson.
Gosh, no.
Like it's not. Rasmus is not a perfect player. He's not a Norris Trophy winner.
No.
So
he's a very good defenseman. He's not an elite defenseman.
You're not going to get
a star,
a top line star talent.
And that's not their ask. Their ask is a first plus probably a developing young player that they think can maybe outreach what other people's limitations on there. And if you look at what Connie's deals have been, they've done a lot of that. They've taken futures and a younger player that they think, okay, we think there's more here. And with Sharon Govich, there kind of has and hasn't been. Like, he scored 30 in the league. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ball was a 5 in New Jersey. He's clearly been better than I think what consensus would have been around him at the time. So to see them trying to add like a Danielson type, or if it's Boston, a low ride type, like you want guys before they're established NHLers, like, can we get this guy thrown in and there's more there?
You've mentioned Lowry numerous times.
Yeah. I think there's an offer on the table from Boston that's a first in Lowry, and that would be similar to the Detroit offer of a
Does
first.
That include an extension, do you think?
I think all these teams will want to extend Rasmus, but I don't think Craig's going to let them negotiate with the agent until he gets the exact package where he says, okay. Because when he didn't do that with Hanifin, it kind of burnt him.
The only reason I ask with that one is if Boston was going to do a pick and Lowry for Anderson, and then Anderson leaves at the.
Well, so maybe that offer isn't enough for Craig. And if they add a second or a third or whatever, okay.
I'm just saying for Boston, you can trade away Lowry, who's a young defenseman, and then in 4 months you're without both of them.
Right. So my point is, if the deal gets to a spot where Connie's happy, I think at that point he says, okay, now Bruins, you can talk to Rasmus's agent about an extension, and if you agree on that, the deal's done. What they did in the opposite order was Hanifin, where Hanifin's agent said, let me look around. I'll find us an extension, and then we can trade him. And it was like Tampa and Vegas. And then their hands were tied, and they didn't get the deal they wanted. I mean, you got an unprotected first, but you had to wait 3 years for it. You got a 15-year-old for Hanifin. Right? Like, what are we doing here?
Brilliant.
Not brilliant, but I think he learned that letting the agent hold, the steering wheel is not in the best interest of the Flames. Don't let them talk extension until you get a package where you're like, that's enough. That is the ask we need to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
Sounds like good business.
Well, yeah, I just, again, I that one I have a harder time seeing as to why it works on the other side. It's less about Calgary. It's more about Boston.
Well, they're not rebuilding.
Trading a D for a D. How bad is Lowry? I just don't know.
I don't know if Lowry is good, but
how much better are they? Because there again, you're deleting one and putting the other guy in on a shift by shift, night by night
Lowry's
basis.
playing third pair. Like Anderson's much better player right now.
Okay.
And Lowry has been a high pick. I think he's a second rounder, big body, skates well, but you wonder about the IQ. Like he might end up being a guy that runs a power play in Europe. Like I think he's an NHLer, but I don't see anything at the age of 23, 24, where you're like, he's a top pair guy. No, he would have been it already. He's not showing enough yet for me to believe that's happening. It's baby Sidorov for me, but maybe a little less grit. Like,
so how do you feel if that becomes a Flame?
Well, it's a project, and they've been taking them on. Like Ball was a project. Sharon Govich was a project. I like getting firsts.
Their first is going to be higher than Detroit's.
Should be. Yeah, unless Boston goes on a big run. But it does match up with the Bruins sort of their actions of late. Like you could have looked at the Bruins a summer or two ago and said, they got to rebuild this thing. They haven't. They spent big money on Zadorov, big money on Lindholm. They continue to chase guys to help now rather than go hard on futures. And that's what Rasmus would be. Your top four would be McAvoy, Lindholm, Rasmus, and there's one other D that I'm trying to remember that I think is a good top four. Like that's a pretty decent top four for a team.
They just signed Aspero.
Well, not him. He was bloody Wrangler for 3
Problem there
years.
too is Hampus Lindholm is
getting up there in age.
He's over 30. Rasmus over 30. McAvoy's heading towards 30. Anyway, I see Jack's called up the Danielson. Now again, we're a YouTube show. We're shooting the shit. This is an online rumor that not to say that it doesn't is.
This is not confirming nor denying this is a thing, but
this is
conversation.
This is what we do. It's conversation. So what is Nate Danielson? As mentioned, he played his junior there. You see it in Brandon, grew up in Red Deer, has some time in the NHL. He's a rookie. He's 21, but he's a center. And we've talked till we're blue in the face about the need for centers. What about Detroit? They had 5 players at this year's World Juniors. They've been picking high for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They can certainly, I would think, be comfortable shedding a young prospect.
Yeah, I don't know that. If this was the deal Connie wanted, it's probably done. Or the team is talking with the agent about an extension. I don't mind Danielson. Absolutely, he's going to be an NHLer. There's just not a lot of ceiling there. And look, you need third line centers. Every cup-winning team has a great third line center. And if you have him and Reshny, now you're starting to get a few centers that are actually going to be alive and in the NHL in 3 years. Everyone else is gone.
It's interesting because we talk about how soft players are. Careful, you can't ask him if he's going to waive or whatever. But it is, I do wonder about the tact that you'd have to take if you're Conroy, because these teams are going to, I would think, want to try and sign Anderson to a extension. Maybe not. Maybe they just want him for a run and that's it.
I doubt that.
But I wonder if they would, we'd like an extension to be in place if we're giving up a first and a young player. Mm-hmm. So if you have 3 or 4 offers, 2 or 3, are you going to Rasmus every couple? Hey, you got a sec?
Well, why?
Not till you hit that threshold of a deal you like.
So that was so Boston. No, it's Detroit. Oh, it's Detroit today. Okay, well,
yeah, but why does Rasmus have to be involved? He's got an agent.
Either way,
yeah, I know, but that's the agent's job. They don't know F all most of the time. So yeah,
okay,
I wouldn't. And I understand your question, but
it's a good question.
I would not bother Rasmus with it. Plus, the agent should know what Rasmus wants in a deal, and
so should the Flames.
It shouldn't be a big swing from Boston or Detroit, right? I want 10. Oh, okay.
No, it's will you sign there? that's what I mean. It's less about the dough. Is this a team
for
that
sure,
you will
but
sign
the
a
agent
7 or 8 year
should
deal?
know.
The agent will know I think he's what 16
Right? Like
protection?
these guys aren't walking through the world with just.
I'm on the trade block. What?
Oh, right. Like
But I think that's the key for me is that's why Connie has to say, look, we got 2 legitimate offers. We're going to move this guy before the Olympics. Get your best offers in. And I still think Dallas is the biggest player here. Go look at their depth chart on the blue line. They are awesome on the left. They are dog shit on the right. It's a window to win a cup. They just got Seguin's money to spend, maybe all of it, at least half, because of the injury and the nature of it and how much money he makes. Dallas, maybe you get 2 firsts out of Dallas because they're going to be picking later. They're like, let's do it. You pick 27 to 32 the next 2 years, we're fine.
if he'll resign, they're not doing that just as a rental.
Right. And again, that's the whole premise is that you get to a spot.
I think he's
where Connie's
resigning
happy.
wherever he goes, in my opinion. I don't think it's.
I would agree. I don't think that
If he's not resigning, I think the Flames resign him. Do you know what I mean? Like if I don't know that they can trade him and get the value back
that's worthwhile.
But yes,
I kind of agree with that, but I also think that signing
don't know
Rasmus to not lose the asset, to have him declining when this team is good, might not be savvy long term.
yeah, but how? It's not a zero. Like I understand what you're saying, but he's still going to give you minutes and play on your team and be a good player, and he works his ass off. And
I know what you're saying.
And the world, like Kadri couldn't be traded. Well, maybe he can be traded.
Yep.
Like I fall on both sides of that because I agree with you. You can't let him go. At least he's a guy that can still play. You love how there's value. It's not like he's 100 and can't play anymore. He's in his prime. I think back to remember a deal like Phaneuf when he was with the Leafs or whatever it was.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we need to keep him
7
times 7 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was, oh, well, he's over 30 and has some hard miles on him and
isn't physical anymore.
Deep decline. And now he's in our third pair and he's our captain and it's awkward. They had to get him out.
I think the most likely scenario is that the trade that the Flames make does come with an extension.
Yeah.
And that the Flames will get what they want. Rasmus will get the money he wants. And the team trading for him gets what they want, which is the player long-term, not for one, 3-month segment. You look at what the Canucks gave up for Lindholm. Like it was 2.5 months of pretty mediocre Elias Lindholm. And it's Kuznetsov, Brstevich, a first that turns into Gridden, and 2 other minor parts, a pick and a C prospect. But it's like, God, that's expensive. He really didn't do a lot. It was 2.5 months of nothing. Like, I think all these teams are going to want to extend him. I don't really see a situation where a team's like, we love him as a rental, but we don't want to sign him long-term. Like if you love him as a rental, you're in a window to win and you want to keep this guy for more than 1 year.
Is there any, and we'll move on, but is there part of you, because I'm the negative Nelly, is there any part of you that is maybe bracing yourself for an underwhelming return?
No, I think the offers
Danielson in the first to
already.
me is underwhelming.
We were at times this year.
I don't know that kid at all, and I'm glad that he's from Alberta. But then his drunk buddies will be in the stands, and then he'll be
but he's a 9th overall pick from a couple years ago.
I'm going off of what you're saying, and I just feel like yes, maybe he can play. I want difference makers.
It's not Quinn Hughes you're trading.
You're getting a first. Like we wondered if we could get a first from him in the fall. Now it's a first plus a guy that could play 10 years, third line center.
If the deal, But I know what you're saying.
Like all of a sudden, a first plus a 21-year-old that's a point per game in the A this year isn't good enough. Like we're really moving the goalposts.
Like I'm so fine. I'm an idiot.
No, not saying you're an idiot. We're discussing. So there was concern. Would we get a first if the Flames are going to trade around? Would they get a first? Now we're hearing that it's a first plus a good young player.
I don't know if
how are we underwhelmed
they would
by
get
that?
a first. If you're not going to get a first, you just sign as it. Like that's what I'm saying is that. If we were at that point where we didn't think we could get a first for Anderson, then you sign him.
Yeah.
But I also go back to kind of what you were saying. Do the Flames overvalue their guys? Are we guilty of overvaluing? And I feel like when a first and Danielson, whatever he is, it's
a first and Danielson might be fine, but the rest of the league is I thought Anderson was like number 1 on the trade board.
Yeah, that's
all you're getting.
But he's still Rasmus Anderson.
Well, and who would have moved last year for more than that at the deadline? Like, I'm trying to remember. like a first plus a guy that went 9th 2 years ago. That's a pretty good haul. Not a lot of guys fetch that.
I don't know. Your tone almost sounds different than when it first came up.
Well, I mean, I just think Danielson is going to be a good NHLer, but it's just not a star, and that's okay. The first rounder might end up being a star for you.
Oof,
the first round, even if you get 2 really good pieces for a decade, that's great. You have to move off this asset. He does not fit your window to win.
Yeah, that's kind of where you're not trading Iggy. It's not Quinn Hughes.
Like they got a second for Tanev, right? Like this is way more than that.
Yeah.
Both rentals in theory, or able to be extended wherever they go.
Anderson's a better player than Tanev.
He was pretty good that year. Different players for sure. Like Tanev for a second. This is way more than that.
This is what it will be though, because as we get closer to it, you're going to hear this, that, maybe, and then it's the temperature check after the trade. Because I know when we did it after the Tanev trade, it was like, okay, Grishnikov, it's not
going to play. Said that day one.
It's not Stankoven, is it? It's not a first, it's a second. Okay, well,
it's not Maverick Bork.
It's not Maverick Bork.
It's a guy that's on their 3rd pair in the A still.
Then the Vegas deal with Hanifin. Okay, so that's
who's this Miramanov?
As you said, it's Miramanov. Well, he's a forward. Is he a D or a forward? Yes. Okay. That's probably not a great sign.
And I do. And
a first in, like you say, the guy they'll draft is 15 right now.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Because they eventually traded their first that summer for Tomas Hertl. But I think what happens here when we see a pick in a player, everyone focuses on the player. The real currency is the first, especially when you talk about those prior deals. Like Danielson would be much better than any other young guy they've had thrown in a deal in terms of the pedigree at this point. But yeah, it's just not a lot of offensive ceiling. Doesn't mean he's not a great player. Like if you had Backlund again, shit, that's a really valuable asset. It's not sexy, but it's helpful.
Hey, buddies, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.